Good morning, church. I pray all is well with you this Friday morning as we continue our study of God's Word in Ezekiel. And as you turn to Ezekiel 48, I would also just reiterate what Ron said yesterday. I pray that you had a good revival and that you're seeking the Lord, and that you take the teachings and the worship time, and you just seek God on how that should impact your life and any changes that you would need to make based on it. Hey, we're going to be looking at Ezekiel chapter 48, the last book in Ezekiel. You've made it through this wonderful book. Now, this is going to be the dividing of this land, and you would think that it's going to be divided into 12 parts, but it's actually divided into 13 parts. And you'll see in verses 1 through 8, it divides up half of the children of Israel. And so you get half of them there. And then in the center, there's this area that is carved out, and it's really to be set apart for the Lord. And so that's where you get the 13 sections or breakup of this land. You got the 12 children of Israel, but in the center, there's a section that is carved out that is set apart for the Lord. And so you have 13 parts. And really, it's that center part that I want us to focus on. And it starts in verse number 9. And it talks all through from verse number 9 down to about verse number 22. It describes and talks about this center section that is set apart from the Lord. In fact, if you read verse number 9, it says, the district that you shall set apart for the Lord, and it starts describing it. And it says in the center of this area that's set apart for the Lord, you'll see that the sanctuary of the Lord will be in the center of that. In verse number 11, notice it says, and it shall be for the priest and the sons of Zadok who are sanctified. So the center where the Lord is a place that is set apart, but it's also for the people who are sanctified, who have kept my charge. And so this area that has been set apart is for people that have obeyed and followed God's word. And look at verse number 12. It says, and this district of land that is set apart shall be to them a thing most holy. So this area is going to be the place that is most holy. And you'll also know that this is where God will dwell. And it continues to describe this area and how this area should be used, and even what's on the sides of this area, and it plots it out. But it's obvious that what God is saying is, hey, there's the place that God dwells in is a holy place and is set apart. And folks, that is us. We should live that way. Then I also want to point out in the very last words of Ezekiel, it says, it goes in and it talks about all the doors and the names on the doors. And then it says in the very last part that the last words are this: the Lord is there. I think that's so important, because through the book of Ezekiel, we see where God had pulled himself away and separated himself. And at the very end, he says, but here in the middle of this place is where the Lord is. Anyway, I pray that you enjoy studying the last chapter of Ezekiel. Hey, don't forget about the women's banquet, mother-daughter's banquet tonight. Look forward to seeing everyone there, and then also look forward to seeing you Sunday morning as we celebrate Mother's Day. May God bless, and you have a wonderful day.